Good morning. Welcome back to the lecture series of leadership. So, in last two lectures, we have seen about the how the leadership will be and different types of approaches of leadership. So now here is we'll map the leadership in the form of identifying the structure. Let's get into the lecture series. Next is this is a situational metrics how we have to map the model of the team members and their competency and motivations, which helping them which approach we have to deal with it. So here is one side of this graph we can see the motivations and competency. If we see that most of them will we have to find out which type of the approach will be like. So let's start with the high competency and high approach. I mean that we called as a delegate type of thing. That delegate is highly uh, compete and highly information which empowers and trust why, what, how all this will come together, and they will slowly they'll delegate the work okay, this work which can be done by you and which cannot be done by other, which cannot be done by you. So all those things will be delegating the work. So and next is high competence, high motivation, but low competency. So here we can see this uh, low motivation and high competency is like participating. Uh, High competency, they'll have the high competency, and they don't have the interest of work. It's like we every time we have to motivate them to achieve the things. So that we called as a participating. So we as a team lead, we leader also will tell that okay, you come, I will let's work together. So that type of approach we called as an participating. And then next approach is high motivation and low competency. This approach we say as a telling low competency and low motivation is they don't have the interest as well as the work. So these type of people will we have to give the direct or specific instruction, no, you have to do it, that's it. So these type of approach we called as an low competency and low motivation. And next is like high competition and high motivation is we so call as an selling. That is low competency, high motivation will be explaining how to do it. So this approach will provide the distant instruction that okay, you have to give it work together. So we as a leader we have to put our team into the different situation and map them with which type of sorry, which type of approach we have to ask them uh, for the approaches. So this type, so this will help them to put every time whenever the situation comes, we have to remember that we have to keep this in the map structure model. So we have to put ourselves finding the what are the team members in which competency and which motivation level, so that we'll find out what type of approach will be helping them to doing it. The next approach is real world scenario of turning point. That is we'll say identify that if the team is working in a project for a long time, they may recently they'll have the sometimes they may set back to the unmotivated. So this will make when they are not motivated thing, then they'll make the project life cycle to be the setback. So what is like approving telling that is direction or the style of producing the autonomy, and then for future further demotivates the already capable team. So the winning is switching to participating. That is like supporting. The first thing is like we have to listen, collaborate, and work together, and we have to try to help them to reconnect with the mission purpose. So this real world scenarios like making them to put in a how we are listening to them and we are there for them, so that makes them to be motivated and collaborate and work together. But the final decision will be the yours, but the how you are taking the approach, that is the most important. So your leadership is always mandate, like good managers or the good leader will do the right thing, but the great thing good leader always do the things okay right, but the great leaders will do the right things. So always we have to make our team or the our employee is to be more flexible, and we have to try to approach their problem. So first thing is like embarrassing the flexibility. We should be the great team will be form its ability of the shift side style, not like a loyalty to the one approach. So every time whenever if we find the situation is different, then we have to find out the new approach. Next is the diagnostic. First, before leading, we have to assess the each team members of their competency level and then motivation level. So based on this, we have to take the action of identifying the one team members and concisely adapt your style to unlock their next level of performance. So always we have to find out on which level they are. Thanks for watching. In next lecture series, we'll see about how these people will use these qualities in the uh, situational basis. So thanks for watching.